Can you believe it has been 12 months since I started this project? I mean, where did the time go? Welcome back, friends. This is the month 12 update income report, blogging progress report video for my MIGA site. That is the Making the Internet Great Again website that I started in January of 2021. So it is now officially 12 months old, and I have officially spent 12 months focused on one project on the internet, which is basically like I'm looking out the window right now. There are pigs flying and hell is frozen over. Like, this has never happened. And in this video, I'm going to show, where I was able to get the site to, as far as the numbers, because everybody loves the numbers. And then instead of doing like a tutorial for, the specifics of how I built the site, I'm just going to look at some of the things that worked for me and some of the things that new bloggers like myself, when I was there, really focused on that I didn't think were that relevant or helpful to worry about at all. And if none of this makes sense, if you have gotten to here because YouTube thought you might think this video was interesting, then great. Welcome, but get caught up by checking out the playlist in the description of this video. There's 12 months of videos that will get you up to this point. Have fun. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Emilia. I'm just some in-the-trenches blogger who happens to make YouTube videos about it. And I also stream once a week. All right, let's talk about the result. Now, if you will recall, when I started this site back in January, 1 year ago, my goal was to maybe get to 200 posts, and I thought it was like a pipe dream to get to $1,000 a month by the end of December. Well, as of December 31st, I was actually able to put up 546 posts, so well above my projected guesstimate estimate of between 200 and 300 posts. Now, as far as traffic goes, the site had 68,200 sessions and 77,800 page views. In November, the site had 59,800 sessions and 68,300 page views. And due to some algorithm updates and shifting around, October and November were sort of plateau months where I was feeling kind of depressed and demotivated because the growth the site had seen had not continued. And December is basically us getting off the plateau and going on up again. Now, as far as earnings go, in the month of November, just so you remember where we were, the site earned $1,284.34. Most of that is with display ads, a combination of Ezoic and Mediavine, because in November I did move ad networks. There was also a small amount from Amazon Associates. In December, the site earned a total of $2,235.37. $188 of that was with Amazon Associates, and the remaining $2,046 was with Mediavine. So this is me patting myself on the back for having met that original goal of getting a site to at least $1,000 a month in 12 months. So how much did I spend on this site to get it here? Now, if you followed the series, you'll know that I didn't spend hardly any money on the site in Q1. Basically, all I did was buy the domain for $8. And then once I saw that the site was starting to move, that it was showing some signs of life, I started to conservatively invest in content. The amount I invested every month basically increased almost every month. And in December, I actually spent the most that I ever have on the site in 1 month. I actually spent more than $3,000 on content. And it's kind of strange trying to, lump those together because most of that expense was spent near the end of the month. So it's content that I don't even have yet for the site that will be posted in January and February. But for accounting purposes, I spent it then, so that's just when I'm going to log it. So at the end of 12 months, the site earned a total of $6,508.11, and I actually spent $10,921.81, which leaves me in the hole. I lost money, $4,413.70. I mean, so far. But for all intents and purposes, it appears that the site will continue, even here in Q1, to make somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 a month going forward, just because of the amount of content and the RPMs on the site at this time. So if I were to stop investing, like stop taking that revenue and putting it back into the site, I think we would be into the profit side of the column pretty quickly. So let's talk takeaways. What really made a difference and what didn't? So here's some things that I don't think made a difference at all. One, the domain name. Like, is it a super awesome, like clever, branded, awesome sounding name? I don't think so. And where I got it from Namecheap, and I don't think that made one bit of difference. As far as hosting, I used SiteGround. And again, I don't think that matters all that much. People ask me all the time, like, which hosting should I use? And I say, whichever one you use is the one that is good, whatever gets you started. I don't think choosing SiteGround over any other of the options made a difference in this case. Putting Ezoic on the site. Now, some people think, oh, I would never do that, or some people say I would wait to do that, or some people would do it in the beginning. For this site, I don't think it mattered one way or another when I put Ezoic on the site. I don't see any evidence that it hurt the progress of the project at all. I don't think the theme made a difference one way or another. I used the free Generate Press, and I did very little customizing with it. Frankly, the site's kind of ugly. It just is. It's not that pretty. I didn't get a logo. I basically just made the site name in a nice looking font and then got rid of the background, and that's what I use. The homepage, like the front page, like doesn't look that awesome at all. I didn't pursue backlinks. My author bio like section is really minimal, like embarrassingly minimal. And I didn't go out to try to build up the social profiles of the listed author. And it's not even me, it's a pen name. I literally did nothing to try and win snippets. And I know that the site does win snippets. I just didn't try to do anything about it. Schema still goes over my head. I literally did nothing to try and do anything with schema, like period. I didn't use Surfer. I only sort of looked at rank math. And as far as like specific SEO on page things, I basically just did the low-hanging fruit tactics that Kyle Roof talks about. But if you think that this was a good result, here's what I think really did matter. First, I think the niche topic. I picked a niche that was full of passionate people that live primarily in the United States. The niche is full of info questions. Like, people need information constantly as they get into this thing, into this topic. And the information doesn't change. It's just that the breadth of the topic, it's just so broad that it feels like literally an unlimited number of questions, which is why even though there is competition in this niche, it never really feels that competitive because there's always some other keywords that nobody has gotten to yet, like truly. I think another thing that I did pretty well is I was able to pick out the keywords that other competitors weren't targeting. So just picking the right topics. Now, some people say, yay, this is a great result. You've got a site that's got almost 8,000 page views a month and is earning close to $2,000 a month. I mean, we'll see what Q1 looks like, but in the future, we can hope that it will continue to grow and make even more, right? Well, for me personally, I still feel like there's a lot to be learned. There's still a lot more that I can do. I have a lot of content on the site that is not necessarily performing that well. You could even say that maybe it's like wasted money or wasted time. I mean, there are some of our colleagues out there that have content that just gets so many more page views on average per post than mine. It just goes to show that you can still have success and still have so much to learn. I just feel like I have so much left to learn still. So in the end, I mean, maybe if I had pursued some of those other things, maybe if I had pursued, backlinks and learning schema and like how to implement it really well and how to do some of these other more technical SEO things, like maybe I'd be looking at a website that was making double what it is now. I don't know, but it is what it is. And this is what I was able to do with the knowledge that I had at the time. Looking back in hindsight, I really think that it was good that I was conservative about investing and putting more money into the site. Now, the reason that I didn't put money in the site wasn't because I was like logically thinking that I would just wait and start investing when the site started to take off, which is what happened. At the time, I was just really afraid to put my own personal money into a site that wasn't earning very much yet. So it was, in hindsight, a good idea to do it that way. And in the future, I will probably do it that way. But to say that I had some sort of crystal ball and thought, oh, this is the prudent thing to do, like, no, I just was trying to do my best. And at the time, I was conservative because I was afraid. And the sites that I'm starting this year that I'm working on right now will probably follow the same plan, because one thing I don't want to end up with is a site that has 1,000 articles that is upside down, that is completely not indexed, that I'm all stressed out about. I mean, yes, on this site, I'm in the hole $4,000. Nobody likes to be in the hole $4,000, but at least I have something, assuming that it continues to earn month on month, that I could sell in the near future to try to recoup that. And odds are if I sit on it just a little while, I'll earn that money back. Did I do things wrong on this site? Yeah, all kinds of things. I definitely was learning along the way. You know, one of the things that I set out in the beginning of the year to do that I completely failed at was about being organized, right? And fighting my shiny object syndrome of like bouncing from thing to thing to thing. And I set up a specific plan for architecture. Like, each post that I was going to write would have to fit in this place, in this place, in this place, and I wasn't going to do it, and I completely failed at that. I got distracted a lot, and so I would set up these topic clusters. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do every single article in this cluster before I move on, and guess what? I didn't do that. Not well at all. So the result is that the site is somewhat disorganized. And part of what I'll have to do in 2022, that was me going to check the year, like what year is it, is to go back and actually look at these clusters and say, okay, what did I finish? And what should be linked to other things on the site? And just trying to find ways to help people get around and find the content that they're interested in, and also just so it makes sense. And that I don't leave money on the table because I didn't actually do all the keywords that the site could rank for. But all in all, I feel pretty good about the project. I learned a ton in 12 months. And all that knowledge, I'm going to be able to use it on the sites that I'm building right now, and to take this site hopefully to the next level. I mean, I don't know where the site's going to be at the end of 2022. At the very least, I'd like to see it double in December 2022 what it did in December of 2021. And I'm not gonna lie, a little part of me would love for it to be even further, you know, like a $5,000 a month site by then, if I just continued to work on it really hard. So in the future for this particular site, that is the plan. It is full steam ahead on this site in 2022. I'm planning on putting up at least 500 new posts in 2022, even though I am working on some new case studies. And I hate to disappoint you, but I will not be updating monthly on this site in 2022. I'll probably do an 18-month video and a 24-month video. And if anything comes up that I think is interesting or worth reporting about the site, I will definitely make a video about it because it's fun. For those of you who have been with me since the very beginning, since we decided to launch this project, I appreciate you so much, and thank you for going along with me on this journey. I don't know if you learned anything, I certainly did, but I look forward to seeing what we can do in 2022.